The DJ Roundtable Show is live. It's the DJ Roundtable Show. Tell another DJ about the show. Please subscribe.
It is Tuesday night. It is 8 o'clock. Do you know where your DJ's at? I know where I'm at. I'm here with you. Yes, it's another DJ Roundtable. And as always, we're here on a beautiful Tuesday night. I have Chris in New York. I have Dwayne in Ohio. I have Sean in Georgia. Myself here in the Chicagoland area. And we have you out there, wherever you're at. So if you're watching this on Twitch, I know where Mikey Mike is at. He's always very proud of the Pennsylvania area he's in, northeastern Pennsylvania. But everyone else in the chat, say, hey, this is the major town nearby. This is where I'm at. I'm in this state. I'm just near this city. Tell me where you're at. If you're watching over in the tubes, do the same thing. Tell me where you're watching the show from. That's always the fun part. And how's it going, Jim? I see you. But again, you're over on the tubes. Tell us where you're watching the show from and enjoying it. Are you watching on your phone? Are you watching it on a big screen TV? Tell us. And I see tablet. Mike. I see Mike all the time. He's over there in beautiful Pennsylvania. I got. Let's see here. Oh, come on, man.
What you got? Need that
already got adult language in the chat already, but they got Iron Man there. Jim, he's in SoCal. He's enjoying the beautiful sun right there. We got the West Coast covered. We got the East Coast covered. We got the North covered, and we got the South covered as always. And we have you covered. We appreciate it. Make sure that we have people from all around the world, and sometimes we get people from other countries. And always, we appreciate you here, and we thank you for watching. Even if you're watching from, let's say another planet. We love you. We love you guys. So it's always great to have you here. And if you're over on the tubes, do me a favor. Again, I try to all the time. I ask for it. I beg. I plead. It's a free thing. Click that like button. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and then the bell icon. It helps out tremendously. Those thumbs up, they just help out so much. It tells other people who are looking for stuff, hey, this is a good show. And if you can, share it with a friend. Chris is always over there working on something and always adding in great information. Dwayne's got, again, he's a music man. He's got so many years of music knowledge, not even funny. You got Sean. He's rocking it out down there in Georgia like before. He does have his photo booth in stock very soon. He's got black ones. I've seen pictures of them. They have a chrome face around the tablet. $16.95. And don't forget our friend Joe out in California. Not here tonight. He had stuff going on. He has his portable case. His portable little beautiful holder for your gear. The audio visual theta. Yeah. And that right there is an awesome thing. If you have not seen it yet, that kind of like a mini, you could say like a mini booth. You could put in there a controller, put in there a tablet. You could rock out a ceremony. You could rock out a lot of things. And, it's easy, simple to carry around. So again, if you want it, links are down below for all the people. And don't forget the photo booth, $16.95. That's a special introductory price because after he gets his first couple shipments, price is going to go up. He's just doing it to kick it off. $19.95 is the normal price on it. So $300 off. You want to save a few bucks?
Crap.
Chris is dropping things, and Chris, are you soldering?
Close. I'm actually putting the double-sided tape on a tablet screen. Fixing a friend's tablet right now. Screen went bad and his charging port went bad, so I dropped the roll of double-sided tape at 2 millimeters thick, and it's so lightweight, it just doesn't do what it's supposed to do when I need it to.
At least you didn't drop the soap.
I'm not in the bathroom in a tub, and I'm not in a GI shower. Thank you very much. I take it you must have had a GI shower.
Well, don't forget you do have the bubble bath behind you, the foam party, and also the
Crikey, man.
and also the wonderful mini golf too. Uh, so with everything going on and all the fun things, I want to ask you guys a question for tonight. This is tonight's topic for the fun part. How to handle mixed culture weddings and incorporate different music traditions for that wedding. How do you go about doing that? So we run into it all the time. I just had this past weekend. There's a lot of weddings who, people find each other, they love each other, and it's different cultures. It could be one person could be, Polish, one person could be German, one person could be whatever. It's a fun time to do things and a fun time to figure out what music works. But how do you incorporate those different music styles? How do you go into someone who is from, let's say, originally from, let's say, Pakistan, and they have their traditional music, or they're from India and you have Bollywood. We know it, but when do you drop it? When do you put it into your music playlists? When do you get it out there? And do you turn to your bride or groom or whoever is having the party? Do you turn to them and ask them for input? Do you work with them? Do you say, okay, this is music I'm trying to look for? Do you ask for a list? What do you do? How do you incorporate that music when you're trying to handle mixed, culture weddings or mixed culture events? So I'm going to actually start off with Sean, since he always has some great information. How do you, again, I know you've dealt with them, and we all have as professionals. How do you deal with it? How do you handle a mixed culture wedding or an event, and how do you incorporate those different music traditions?
Yeah, I mean, it starts in your planning meetings. Talk to your couple, talk to them, ask what their expectations are, ask how much of each culture they want in the wedding. You may have two different cultures and they want nothing but American pop. So you need to talk to them, find out what they're wanting, what they'd like to incorporate. And then I like to ask each of them, what songs from your culture are important to your family? What songs are played at every one of your family functions where your wedding would not be the same for your family members if that song wasn't played there? So I'll get those songs from the bride, get them from the groom, and then I'll kind of build my list from there. As far as when to incorporate it, um, if we're doing like a full blown like mixed culture wedding and that's what we're doing for the night, all night long I'm incorporating it. You want to keep a nice rotation to keep everybody interested and entertained throughout it. So I'm not going to sit if I'm doing, I had a Hispanic and a Russian wedding. I'm not going to sit and play 20 Hispanic songs in a row and then go play one Russian song. I'm going to sit and mix those up and make sure it all goes together and each side of that family gets the same representation when it comes to the entertainment. But again, it comes down to talking to your bride and groom because maybe the Russian side doesn't want to dance. Maybe they are not dancers. They don't dance at their parties. They're going to sit back, drink a bunch of vodka, and chill. But the Hispanic side of the family is going to be out partying on the dance floor all night. Maybe they want more of the Hispanic music. So again, talk to your couples. It's what they want. We can sit here all day. This is how we do it. This is what I do for it. But it should be exactly what your couple wants and what they're asking for and how they want it approached.
So do you read the dance floor? Do you read the room when you walk into the room or when people start coming in the room and seeing kind of sides up, say, okay, there's more of this side than that side, and maybe I go a little bit more heavy for one side than the other side, but still incorporate both? And
I
do you
mean,
try to also look at not just people who are there, but look at, overall, just the feel of the room. Sometimes you could feel if this is going to be a party crowd or it's just more of a laid back, chill crowd.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely have to size up your crowd. I use my dinner time. I start mixing during dinner, and that is when I'm going to start feeling the crowd out. So, in American wedding, it might be different decades I'm trying. It might be different American genres. Same thing for a multicultural. I may try a few Hispanic songs. I may try a few Bollywood songs, whatever we're dealing with, and I'm going to see who and how many start reacting to that. And then, I mean, same thing on the dance floor. Like, if you're playing Russian music and nobody's dancing to the Russian music, I mean, I'm probably going to lean heavier to the other side. But you don't want to completely abandon it either, because you want to try keeping everybody involved. And just because they're not out there dancing, maybe they're sitting there chugging shots of vodka to whatever song they're playing, like um, we as DJs, we love that packed dance floor, like nothing better than that feeling. But some cultures, maybe it's a drinking song for them. Maybe, again, they are looking to kick back and socialize because they're not out there on the dance floor. Should we not play the music that they enjoy? I mean, so.
How do you handle someone who speaks a language that you don't understand and you don't speak? How do you deal with that?
Google Translate, man. Come on. It's 2025. Google Translate. I don't care what language you speak. I'm going to be able to get
Google
your
Lens if they brought a CD.
I will honestly, what I do, I will have them put their song request on their phone. Come up, show me your phone. I'm going to grab my phone. I'm going to snap a picture of it, and I'm going to run that picture through Google Lens. And it's going to
Google
tell me
Lens is your friend. That's right, baby.
exactly what I need to play.
And that's
right,
always, again, this is all stuff here, that little tricks like that, getting pictures, getting information, scanning stuff, using your phone to look for other languages and say, okay, translate, can help out. But if you're dealing with a certain culture and certain music, translating may be a bad thing to do, because let's say you want a song in one language, it's called fire, and then you translate, oh, I'm looking for fire for this song, and you find all these songs called fire, but it's not in the original language. So that's one of the things you kind of look at and say, okay, how do I work around that? Artists, stuff like that, try and get as much information possible. The thing I always like is when they walk up with, with the YouTube stuff, because YouTube, they have the artists a lot of times, they'll have a song, and you can kind of Google that information and find it from, if you can find it in a pool, find somewhere that you can actually use it. Because I don't want good music over YouTube, because YouTube quality, you get a Geico commercial beforehand. You don't want that. You just don't want that. Trying to get music from a pool or from a legitimate source is the important part. You gonna say something, Sean?
No. I'm going to bite my tongue. No.
No, go ahead, say it.
No, it's all right. I mean, even if you can only find that song on YouTube, there are resources. If you're on the internet already to scour YouTube to find that song, literally search a YouTube downloader, download that one track to make their day. Yes, is it the legal way to acquire music? No. But some of those songs from no, but if that song's gonna make somebody's day, I'm gonna do it.
You're gonna be a hero.
Well,
you're damn right I'm
also,
gonna be a hero.
You could run into the problem with, again, commercials, other information, audio
Not
quality
if you're
horrible.
Not if you download it.
If you are
use the
downloading
right
it for that
program.
one song, there's no commercials on it, and
Yep.
you should be pre-listening to it in your headphones anyway. Because chances
Yeah.
are you don't know what the song is. You got no idea what it sounds like.
I stick away anything
gotta
from
go and
YouTube.
listen to
I'll use YouTube as a search, but I won't use YouTube
It
for
can be
audio
a last
files.
resort, though. If you can only find that song on YouTube, and that's going to make somebody's night, you're doing yourself a disservice by not just going ahead and grabbing it.
But again,
You can attempt all
where
those
do you
different
draw the line? Where do
methods.
you say no? This is this is a bridge too far. This is something you shouldn't do because, again, audio quality. You can go through a list: audio quality, internet quality. You can go down the whole entire list of
Most
stuff.
YouTube downloaders are coming in at decent enough quality where the normal
They're all
person is
above
not
192.
going, they're
They're
not
all
going to
above CD
notice it.
quality, at least.
The average person is not going to notice it. Now, yes, you can get some poor quality, maybe some bad sound, but again, you are previewing that and you are listening to it, and you're going to know if that's the case.
I'll give you a perfect example. One of many reasons why a wedding earlier this year, uh, her side was Indian, and when the women came up with a song, a Bollywood song that's recorded in a theater, and you hear people talking, and there's music playing, and you hear someone chewing popcorn in the background. She wanted that song. I couldn't find the song on a legitimate source. So I'm like, yeah, I don't want to chance it. And again, I could hear on the track on the video someone eating popcorn and someone talking in the background saying whatever they're saying, and it wasn't part of the movie. But then in the movie, also the song starts and stops because something else happens, explosions happen. Then all of a sudden you start singing again, and they stop again because more explosions, and something else goes on, and it's start and stop. It's not like a normal audio track where it's just the music. So that's one of many reasons why I don't want to do YouTube because oh yeah, I'll get a song, and then you have all this other stuff in there that
Do you
okay,
ever
start
tell
stop
them
start
you're going to
stop.
play their request? Because I don't. I'm never telling somebody, yes, I will play your request. It's if I have time. You're not promising them to play it, but if you can be the hero, again, you would have went and you would have listened to that song ahead of time, and you would have found out that it had that in it, and it wouldn't have gotten played. They come back up and you apologize and let them know, hey, I'm sorry, I tried my best and I couldn't find that one. But again, that is such a small margin of songs that are going to have something like that.
I'll be honest with you, there's a music video out for country line dancing, and it's Miles on it with you know, Marshmallow, and it has a break. The line dancers don't know what to do when they do that line dance. And that's Thursday night at the Orchard. I end up providing, services for and technical support to the line dance instructor. And we got to find a version of Miles on it that has that chopped out and it transitions into the correct, you know, steps and beats for everyone to follow line dancing correctly. So there are definitely, Buddy is right, there are a few, but you could always find audio only versions that are, shall we say, the album versions or radio versions that they're already played on the radio. You can find them. And compared to YouTube, is much better quality than, dare I say, Spotify, because I can hear difference between any Spotify song. And I'm like, you got that from Spotify. Like, yeah, how'd you know? I said, I could hear the difference. And the quality of your downloader too makes a big difference technically.
Well, also it's a lot of compression with YouTube has a lot of compression, but Spotify is just tons of compression for the audio file because they have so many people using it. Um, but yeah, so how do you handle it, Chris? How do you handle multiple culture events, and how do you incorporate that music, different music traditions into there?
It's all definitely about consultation and getting their lists and talking to them. I think, and you tell them, I said, I think your wedding is going to be most important about the aspect of music programming of what both sides of the families want and what the bride and groom wants. And I think Sean most certainly hit the nail on the head. I agree with everything that he has said there, but it's music programming. It may not be the best part of mixing because it's very hard to mix different culture songs from one to another, and it's hard to put them together, especially if you personally do not know it. I did an Albanian wedding for a friend. I wasn't the DJ. I was hired as the MC, and I actually learned Albania, to speak Albania, and for the wedding for the MC work, and it went out very well.
Do you remember
And the
any of the
clients were very
phrases?
happy. And I learned a couple of the phrasings. Yes,
Do
it
you
was
remember any of
quite
them? Can you
difficult.
do any of them?
No, this was already over 2 years ago, so I was like, It was a good wedding, but I talked to the DJ before. He's a friend of mine, you know, and I'll talk to anyone else, any other DJ that's done multiple cultural weddings like this and find out what culture's there. Talk to your colleagues. That's what we're here for. We're here to help each other, you know. So if someone asks me, "Oh, I heard you did a Bahamian wedding recently. I haven't done one in years. What's new? What's changed?" You know, they'll ask me, and it says, "Well, get in contact with this DJ. He might be able to tell you if someone asks me." You know. Then as for the Bollywood, yeah, that's definitely different. You know, I haven't done a Bollywood wedding, but I hear they're very fun and very interesting. You know,
They're lots of fun. And
I
that's
know.
also the other part is it's a lot of discovery on another culture you're not exposed to. Even a culture that you're
Right.
part of, but you're not immersed in it because you're generations away. I have a wedding coming up this coming weekend that the bride's
Yeah.
from Poland, and I have Polish on my mother's side, but I'm, again, I'm second generation born here, so I'm not immersed in that culture, and the culture that's there is after the Soviet Union or during the Soviet
Mhm.
Union. It's totally different than when my grandparents left before World War II because it was a
Right.
totally different, area because it wasn't controlled by the Soviets during, the late 40s, 50s, and then the 60s and 70s, and into the 80s. So it's a totally different world what they grew up in versus what my grandparents did. So it's very interesting the road I'm going down with that because of the fact that I'm learning stuff, learning a few new phrases too. I'm using chat to actually help learn our language, and that's another thing using AI to help out, that I believe can be a beneficial thing to you. Sean, have you used AI to use it to learn like a phrase or two in our language?
Oh yeah. Or Duolingo. I mean, Duolingo is amazing to learn a few phrases. Yeah, AI can teach you whatever. Google Translate, it'll literally pronounce the phrases for you. So there's lots of things out there you can do to pick up some things.
What about you? What about you, Dwayne? Dwayne, how do you handle a mixed culture wedding, and how do you incorporate the traditions into it?
It goes again. It goes back to your consultation. I try. It's most importantly try to get a playlist on both sides, and then I'll take those songs and listen to those songs. Because if you really think about it, a lot of times the DNA of a song can translate into another genre. So my thing is to try to find transitional songs. Because I have a lot of songs like that in my music library that I put transitional. That therefore I can play a genre that can fit in both. That I can go from this side, this particular genre to this one. Then also I try to find mashups and then do mashups. So therefore you linking the two sides together. And then other than that, you just reading the room. Because I know my first wedding I ever did was a Hispanic and American wedding, where the Americans didn't really dance. So, but the Hispanics was on the floor. So, a few of the Americans kind of like got a little tick because we were sticking to a
You
lot of
mean
the
got served?
yeah, because
They
the,
got served.
because the Hispanics was out there dancing. So I'm like, if whatever songs or group of songs you're gonna play, if that's what's gonna put the people on the dance floor, then that's who I'm going to cater to. I'll try to sprinkle in the other stuff, but if I see that it's not working, then I got to do what the party entails. But I pretty much try to stick with doing, in those cases, doing a mashup or something that's transitional that can go in between, or find a remix.
And that's a great thing that you're trying to, again, you want to cater to people on the dance floor, but you want to incorporate the other people who are sitting there, and you throw some stuff out there and see what happens. And there's stuff that you can go between the two that are like Despacito. That's a song that very popular for almost everyone, and but it's a Spanish song. Don Zecudo. There's a bunch of songs you can go through that are crossovers, and people know them. And it's depending on the couple, I talk to them about that stuff and how deep they want to go in their culture. Sometimes you can find some of those crossovers. The wedding that you did, that was the first one you did, that was Spanish and American. What was also, like, was there any secret thing that you did that you found that worked really well for you? Was there anything that helped you out that you're like, wow, I wish we had known this before?
No, that was my first one. I'm glad that I had my partner that got me into doing the weddings, because it's one of those things where I didn't know how to program at the time. So I was doing a lot of the middle school dances. So it's about, those dances is about an hour long. So my thing is, you don't have a lot of time. So you just hit the hits, bang, 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 back to back. And I came in hot, too hot for the dance floor. So, it was the first dance after the anniversary dance. So everybody's on the floor. I think I did Welcome to My House. Is that Floor Rider or something like that? So
Yeah,
everybody's
Florida.
dancing. Yep. And then in the middle of the song, they started to drift. And then I hit another song that I thought was hot, and I didn't get a response. And that was my first wedding. I was getting ready to panic. I don't know what I would have done if my partner, DJ Randy, wasn't there, because I wanted to just crawl under a rock. But he gave me some go-to songs, like the basic songs that get everybody involved, that everybody do, like the Run Around Sues and the throwbacks, that kind of stuff to build it up. So can't answer your question because I was an inexperienced DJ at that time. So
Is there a song that you can say that you came out of that you're like, hey, this is a good song to put like into your memory bank, or you put it on the side saying, hey, if I run to this again, this song could be a really great song?
that one, I don't have a certain song that I can pull out the top of my head, but I have safe songs. Now, no safe songs are the ones that's current, but have that old disco-y feel, like your Justin Timberlake songs, Can't Stop the Feeling, or there's your September. I got update redrum of the September songs, those kind of songs. That's like that disco-y, and still it's new enough that the younger crowds are familiar with the artist, or your Bruno Mars, they're familiar with the artist, but they still have that old flow, disco-y dancing song that the older crowd likes. So I have that, or I can go back to your, I think Elvis is a safe one. Some of the Elvis songs, they like that. If you get into that, you can do like your Money Money, Billy Idol kind of songs, those throwback 80s rock songs. So that kind of stuff.
Yep.
But then
Money,
also have a crate. I have a crate specifically safe songs. So if I get into that thing, I have songs right there I can look at that. Oh, I know what it was. At that time, Matt Campbell had this app called My Wedding Songs. Now that helped us, where he had listed all the top wedding songs, and he had it listed in decades, genres, and all that. And now I don't think he does it with the app anymore. You have to get it from Amazon. But yeah, that helped us out.
Is there any other tricks or tips that you have that you feel has helped you over the time with other mixed weddings?
It's more so preparation and tagging your music. It's when you go and also not being scared and taking the time to go down the rabbit hole, because that's where you find all those hidden gems. And also now with Spotify, because you have to my music, you can always take a playlist, and I always take it and put it in a Spotify playlist, because Spotify at the bottom will give you suggestions of songs based on what's in that Spotify playlist. So therefore I listen to a bunch of those songs and just go down the rabbit hole and just start putting songs in. So it's all about crate digging, and then making sure you update your meta tags and your cue points and all that other stuff. And then make sure your crates are tight.
Is there any songs that kind of a guilty pleasure because being dipped into other cultures that you listen to and hear and like, hey, I like that song. I can listen to that song, even I'm not doing
Jay,
that at culture's wedding or party.
Jason Derulo has a lot of songs have that like that island Bollywood kind of momba kind of beat. Let me see. Again, that one I can't think of off the top of my head.
Well,
What would be my guilty pleasure? That's like a because right now my guilty pleasure I like um um the name that's Lil Boo thing. That was my guilty pleasure. Um there's another one that's my guilty pleasure. Let me see, pull it up real quick.
I'll give you a second or two there. Sean, what about
Okay.
you? Is there a guilty pleasure song in another language that you don't speak that you're like, I can listen to this?
I mean, I love Latin music, so I listen to a lot of Latin music, and I mean, I speak very little of the language, but I love the music. Um, Specific one, I mean, Suavemente is definitely probably my biggest guilty pleasure. Um, we also travel to Mexico a lot, so I usually request that one when we're down in Mexico to have him play it and dance with the wife. So, go with that one. So.
There,
There's a couple Bollywood songs I like too, but I can't remember the names of them.
there's a song with um uh J Balvin and Ed Sheeran. I can hear the music, but I can't think of the song name. That is in Spanish, and it's actually a very very pretty song. And I've done that for um, a first dance. It is a really good song, and I have it. I have to look in the file to look for it, but it is something that is especially you get someone Spanish speakers. It is a good song to put up there, especially like dinner or cocktail. But it is a really great thing. Gasolina, yeah, another one that works. Gasolina is another
Mhm.
great Spanish song. You know, again, um, the other one, Papas is I used that this week past weekend. It's 130 BPM, so you can get into a lot of other stuff, but you can have the high energy, high dance feel at the 130 BPM. So there's some stuff there for you too. Chris, what about you? Is there a guilty pleasure um, for you?
Not really. I don't. I usually stick to literally the true top 40 stuff in any culture. I literally have to find if it's something that I personally like, I it seems to tend that most of my clients, I'd say in the high percentage like what I chose of what I picked, because I'm listening to the songs beforehand and I'm seeing how it feels, what it would be out there if I was listening to it besides for the first time and then it's their favorite. How are they going to react to it? So I'm really thinking on the client's needs when I pick my musical selection stuff.
Here's one of the things I see it in the chat right now. Talk about Hora Loca, a crazy hour, and I ran into that with a gentleman. He's from Colombia. His wife's from here, and it's kind of like in Colombia. It's kind of like Carnival. They put mask on and have vest, and we did it for an hour, and we're doing a bunch of Spanish songs. This was a couple years ago, so Pappas wasn't out then. Um, I wish it would have been because it would been another one I would added in there. But yeah, I could see that starting Crazy Hour with that song because again, it's one of the things that it starts out slow and then when it starts going, 130 BPM, you can get into a lot of things with it, and it has a lot of energy in that song. One of the songs actually a guilty pleasure. One because the part I know some of the words in it, uh, knowing some Polish, but also because the fact that it's a Polish song and it came out in the 90s is from a band called Zero and it's Banu and Sagata. It's a song I know the lyrics. I can sing to it. I know it very well. The
Come on, buddy,
couple,
sing a little tune.
the couple, this coming weekend, it's on their playlist. I'm like, oh yeah, I know that. Banu and Sagana, uh, from Zero. That's a song I know very well. And I actually listen to it, normally. Yeah, Banu and Zagana. That's a great one right there. That for Polish, and it's it's a fun, high energy. It's Euro dance music, so it's at late '90s, early 2000, easily dance. Lots of fun, lots of energy, and that's one of the things I try to look for energy stuff when I go looking for things. Uh, Dwayne, I'm gonna come back to you. What's your song you dug up?
It's not. I wouldn't say it's in English, but the Moose got me hooked on this song. Lean like a chola, and it's the West Coast remix by DJ Point Blank. I don't play that at the dance, but that's the one I like to play when I'm riding on my motorcycle at the house. I'll be doing my little, little shoulders.
So I can see Dwayne right now. I'm this is my thought right now. Okay, Dwayne, you on a Harley,
Mm-hmm.
your hands are up here. You got the big huge handles. You got your leather on. You got your sunglasses
I
on.
can see him in a trike. I think I can see him in a trike, not one of those big
No, I
Harley.
see him. I see him. I see him in a Harley, like or a Softail or one of those, just cruising the bigger handles up here, just cruising down the road, down the highway, just not caring the world. When he goes past the other motorcycles, they get the peace sign down low, doing that, and just leaning into curves and cruising around and kind of like, like don't mess with me. He's got his jeans. He's got the chain going to his wallet in his back pockets. He's like, you see the dude at the gas station, like, no, I don't want to mess with him. I can see that fun stuff. Look, also a little controversy this past weekend, really quickly. Browns Packers.
Yeah, I'm happy. I was happy that he made the field goal after he missed the two against Cincinnati that cost us the game. So that was a nice feeling for him.
It was. I
Next
watched the
topic.
last 10 minutes of it. I was talking to Sean about it, and being a Bears fan, I was not crying for the Packers, but it was a good game. Some mistakes happened, on both sides, and very very interesting. I got Fly Eagles Fly. Yeah, Eagles. Not this past week, but the week before, when the Eagles beat up Kansas City, that right there was very interesting because Sean feels that the Kansas City Chiefs are not contenders for Super Bowl. He doesn't feel they're strong enough, and
Nah.
I'm like, yeah, I was kind of feeling the same way too, seeing them play. And Mahomes still has the power, still has everything, but does he have all the tools? And again, that's the fun part. This weekend, of course, I'm going to be cheering for my Bears. They won against Dallas, so I was very happy. Finally, they won, and this weekend they're against Las Vegas, so it'll be interesting to see. But yeah, Eagles over Kansas City. That was that was a very very interesting game. There's been a lot of interesting games in the NFL. So, but I saw that and I'm like, oh man, two of my guys on the show, two
Hmm.
of my friends.
But that was kind of funny too because the Browns blocked their kick. Then they went to another game, and the same thing happened again. And then the Buccaneers was the only one that was able to come back from after they blew theirs at the very end. So it was
It
like three
was
or four games.
it was just that the Browns just had enough time. If there was another 2 minutes on the clock, I probably would have said probably the Packers probably would be able to come back from the 3 point deficit and then score a touchdown. Because I could tell you, Jordan Love as a quarterback, he is a very 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 robust quarterback, and he has a lot of very good targets
He
to hit.
makes dumb decisions. He makes dumb
But
decisions.
he's still young. He's still
His football IQ is nowhere what Rodgers was. So Packers
you know,
overpaid on him.
I was watching Rogers this past not this past Sunday, Sunday before, and it's interesting seeing some of these guys. But Flacco on the Browns, I was like, man, and he was I remember correctly, he was a Bear for a bit. He's been a quarterback for I think almost every single team because he's just a senior quarterback. He's there to teach younger quarterbacks what to do, and it's one of the things. He's second string, and he pulled it out. He pulled that rabbit out of the hat and you got your Browns there to win against the Packers. Which again, like I wasn't going to complain one bit about that. Chris, going to go back to you. You got your tablet all done, all secure.
Yeah, I fixed the tablet, working great, fully charged.
So, have you used AI for
Two.
music playlists at weddings or at parties?
Nope.
Have you asked it or tried using it or no?
Nope. No
Okay.
desire. They pay me to curate their programming and stuff like that. Or at last minute, they want to make a change, I go to it. Like I said, it's about pleasing the guest, especially the bride and groom and the family.
Well,
So
if someone comes with you with songs, I know Dwayne said before he puts it into Spotify, and Spotify, uh, oh come on, oh the ceiling fan's taking out half your pictures, so it's okay.
I know.
most of it.
Uh, Dwayne was saying he puts his stuff in Spotify to playlists from the couple, and then Spotify recommends other songs. Virtual DJ does it. If you put virtual songs in Virtual DJ, it comes across the bottom, recommends songs. Some of the recommendations, are okay. Some are decent. Some are, hey, yeah, that's a good one. But you haven't used AI to do that, have you?
Nope. No desire to, no need. I know enough on music to where plus the programming for a 4 hour wedding. You're not programming straight 4 hours. Most of your stuff is you're taking out for cocktail hour, you're taking out for dinner, you're taking out for different things where you're not going to probably get most requests for dinner or cocktail. If you do get a request for cocktail, that's great. You play to it and you enjoy it and have fun. But I mean, it's a social gathering for those people to talk and to know each other and stuff like that. It's the icebreaker of the event, is that cocktail hour.
I think
Dinner,
that
most people are sitting down.
I think that bringing AI in and kind of doing what Dwayne with the playlist you have for like the popular songs, maybe give you a few more extra songs might be a help for that with any wedding, especially a language you don't know or a culture you don't know. That might be another route to go.
I would do the research pre-hand. I would come up with a list of more than enough songs to fulfill 4 hours straight of each cultural event if it has to be a dual cultural wedding. Okay. If you're not prepping your music beforehand and you're downloading and streaming it, and you're going to use those AIs, because if you're using AI, it's going to probably give you a song that you do not have, and you're going to be wasting time and trying to download it where you could have
Well, I
picked
wouldn't.
out.
I wouldn't say do it at the wedding or at the party or at the event.
Well, if you're
No,
doing it
no.
preempt, why would you even want to consider UA? Wouldn't you want to learn about that culture? So if you do end up getting another wedding like that, you're not wasting your time more spending on AI trying to do the research when you obtained and retained the knowledge one
A,
time.
a
All
lot
right.
of
And all you got
people.
to do is get the newest top charts. If you're going to do another wedding, say 3 months later, you want to revisit the top charts for those songs, most likely.
A lot of
And
a
you're going to
lot
have
of
those
people.
songs.
A lot of people are relying on AI for stuff, and it's interesting where people are
Good for
going
them.
with it.
You know,
And I know
that's
you
for
deal with
them.
I know you deal with IT, you deal with networking, you deal with for your college and for the college you work for, and it's one of the things that a lot of people are just looking at AI as the new search engine because they can talk to it and it's much more interactive versus going into Google. I was reading somewhere YouTube
You
is
can
a
go to
huge
Google and
search
ask the
engine.
same thing. Chat GPT was typing only, and you can talk to it now. Great. You could do the same thing with a Google search. You could talk to it. All I have to say is, okay, Google, find me the top 20 songs of Hispanic in Mexico, and it'll pull it up for me. You know, Did it
My
do it?
phone is
Probably
actually
did.
doing that right now for you.
There you go.
Um,
Listen to me.
Perlas Negras by Natanael Cano, Marlboro Rojo by Fuerza Regida, and Por Sus Besos by Tito Double P. Other popular artists are Omar Camacho, Junior H, and Luis R.
But what if I
Conriquez.
wanted Caribbean Latin? Say, okay, Google, give me the top 20 songs for Caribbean Latin of this year.
well, no, my phone, the phones are always listening, so it's like you said
Yes,
that
they are.
it started.
Mine's
It's in front
going.
of the speaker. It's in front of one of my monitors. It's doing the
So,
same thing by you
You
too.
can pop. Yes, it is now. It heard me on the second time because I said it directly to you. But AI is a great tool, and that's all it is. Use it as a tool. It's not the end all to be all for everything you need to do. You need it to use it to enhance what you have beforehand. Don't use it immediately unless you're in dire straits. Okay. And there you go. All right. It might be a lifesaver. That's great. If it does, it's worth its weight in gold. Right now, it
Well,
has no weight.
it's a tool in the toolbox. It's not end all be all. And
Yes.
we talk about
But
this
that's
all the
what
time.
people are trying to think AI is going to be the end all be all. We are still the end all to be all. We're the human beings. We program AI, and granted, we taught it how to analyze analytically, and sometimes those analytics are wrong, and it's true. All right. So human flaw is still there.
Well, yeah,
And
there's
as
human
it learns-
programming, there's human error.
Right.
What about you, Dwayne? Have you thought about using it? Again, you said you use Spotify within a playlist. Have you thought about using like Chat or Gemini or one of the other AI, Grok or whatever, and do the same thing and see what comes
Siri.
up, see if it becomes a different thing?
Yeah, that just tells me right there that you missed our whole show because you was on DJ Pretty Boys and DJ Shay when we went through all that. We did like 2 or 3 episodes on using AI and music prep. It's just like what Chris says. If you use AI to be the end all, you're gonna get screwed
make a
real
mistake.
bad.
Thank you, Dwayne.
I use AI to help me, to inspire me, or to put up songs that I may not think about. But then I go through each one of those songs. I have to listen to them and then find what songs will fit the kind of mood or kind of vibe that I want, and then build from there. So it's like one of those things, again, not being scared to go down the rabbit hole, because with AI is only as good as what the information and the prompts you put in. So when you put it, because when I use AI, I spend a good hour or so on AI because I keep trying to push the envelope, keep adding to it and finding different,
You're adding new inferences and details
Right.
of you want the AI to respond to what your inquiry is. The more
Yep.
you add to it, the more you change it, the more time you're going to spend. That whole hour, you probably could have went through 4 or 5 different regional top 40 lists and picked out the same number of tracks in the same amount of time and actually learned something.
but at the same time, but at the same time though, you listen to a bunch of tracks that you may not even use. So there's because again, there's a whole bunch of AI tools. It's not just typing in the top, give me the top, whatever songs there. Then
Right.
after that, you can have AI go look at, see which one's the most, the danceable ones
You
that's
can
going to
always
fit your vibe.
input that list into AI and tell it which ones are the dance songs, which ones are the sing-along songs, which ones are the line dancing songs, which ones are the crowd pleasers. You can literally go through and ask it those inquiries per a pre-done list that you just grabbed. I said, I like this list. All right, let me have it analyze more detail for me. Let me get some of the categories, the genres, the subgenres out of what this is and put my notes, comments into each metadata for the song. And that's the whole other element. That's where AI can be a helpful tool, is fixing your metadata in your track, your tagging.
Right. So using AI, it's all in the way that you use AI. Because if you're the DJ that want to just use AI and have it do your work, you're gonna fall short. And again, remember, this is a digital age. Sometimes just starting something can take the most time. But once you get your system together, it's going to be quicker. So once you create
Basically,
it,
you got to get your algorithm in to ask it questions. You're done, right?
right? Because now it's kind of scary now. Because when I use Chat GPT so often, I just type in a few words, and now it puts all the missing information. Because it didn't even put my name and all this other stuff. I'm like,
Oh, it retains memory. Absolutely.
yeah.
You could tell it to forget certain aspects, and it will forget it. It will like, okay, I know this, but it was told not to make it part of my inquiry and stuff. Absolutely.
Hmm.
I'm waiting for that next evolution. I think AI will get there, but it's not going to be anytime very, very soon. It may be 5 years, 6 years before we could truly use AI for multiple categorizations of identities of who we are. All right. We all have our business. I'm sorry, correction. We all have our personal lives. We all have our business lives. And we all have another work life. Okay. For us. And many of us have two business lives. Like I have, think about it, I have 4 businesses basically. Even though the phone business is part of my entertainment, but my mini golf is part of my entertainment, but that's another entity in itself. So how to get AI to distinguish all those categories and subcategories or identities of business is the next evolution. A complete agent.
I'm bringing this up because again, Dwayne did talk about AI on his show, and yeah, I do pay attention to stuff. I'm not just
I was just messing with you, buddy.
but also brings up about Cue It Up Thursday nights, same time as this show. Don't forget. And I didn't see Mikey Mike in the chat tonight. I'm very, very sad. Usually he's over there prodding me.
Uh-huh.
What about you, Sean? What about you in AI? Are you besties or do you
I
use
use AI for everything in life. I use AI for everything in life. Not even gonna sugarcoat it. So you'd be surprised what AI can do once you actually get it to where you want it. I mean, AI can give you ideas for mashups. It can tell you what parts of songs to try to cut together to do mixes. The intelligence of AI is there. You just have to know the right prompts to use to access what you're looking for. I do use AI for ideas. I will take some songs the bride and groom throw me, and I'll ask AI to find me some not so common songs that would go well with this. Things that maybe I'm not thinking about. Sometimes we get stuck in routines. We get stuck playing the same songs. We get comfortable and we play this song every week. We play that song every week. I will use AI to go back and find me those gems that maybe we've forgotten about.
Isn't that one of the topics in
Multicultural
another show
music.
tonight?
What was that?
Isn't that another topic in some other show tonight? I was just got notifications
Is
for
there?
earlier. Yeah,
Could be.
actually, it
Could
was
be.
literally about that. Those gems that we didn't think of.
Yeah. But I mean, AI can
That
be
was 2 weeks
used for.
ago. Are you sure it didn't say cue it up with Brian that's red?
No, I think it was
Would that have been
Disc
a
Jockey
crazy?
News.
Oh, all right.
it was a nice big long list. If you haven't done so over there, they did again, they're longer format show, but Dwayne had, I think they're up I'm telling you, we were up to what, 50, 60 songs.
Oh yeah. Hmm.
It was at least six. I want to say at least 60 songs, and it was a lot of people. BSR was there. I was in the chatting and stuff like that. A lot of input there with songs and a lot of great information, especially for stuff that it's kind of stuff that people may forget about, and that's always the fun part. Those songs that you haven't heard in a while, or oh yeah, that's right, this song does this. I feel that it's very, very important to hear and listen to, and you want to, you really want to look at that. And again, having those resources at your fingertips helps. Again, AI, I believe, is a tool in a toolbox, especially if you're going to do a multiple culture wedding that you're not familiar with. And again, AI has been helping me with some Polish words that that I knew what they were, but how to pronounce them correctly is the hard part because it's not stuff I say every day. It's not a language that I speak all the time, and it's something that unfortunately, my mother being gone, I can't talk to her, pick the phone up, and say, "Hey, mom, how do you say this?" or "How do you say that?" or talk to my grandparents, "How do you say this and say that?" So it is a tool for you to use, and you shouldn't be afraid to use it. Like, but again, should you rely on it 100%? No. Again, it's like anything else. Always verify, check, double check. It's followable. People are putting input into it. It can make a mistake just like you can make a mistake. It's a lot of fun things when you have multiple cultures and you have multiple people watching the show. Right now, we got 10 people right now watching. Thank you guys for watching. But if you have multiple culture things that you like to add in, uh, that's great. And make the event about the couple. Like everyone here said, you're getting a playlist, you're working with the couple, you're working with the person in charge of the party, you're trying to find information out, and you want to make sure you do it right. It doesn't matter what kind of event it is. If it's something that you're not used to or it's two cultures blending together, again, immerse yourself a little bit into it, get your feet wet, look around, do work, spend some time before the event. Don't show up to the event with your phone, with a computer, and go, "Hey, you know what? I got to go looking for these songs." No, you need to prepare for it beforehand. I've seen at wedding shows uh, brides talking about that. They've been to a wedding that a DJ did not have the right songs for that event, and it was another culture that they weren't prepared for. So having those crates or having those files or having that music, having that knowledge is very important. And Chris hit the nail on the head earlier saying that do it early. And that's everyone here saying that, you know. um, Dwayne, I'm going to go back to you really quickly. I'm going to circle back to you on all the topics that you talked about on your show and stuff like that. When you do have your show on Thursday nights and stuff like that, and you talk about your topics, I always see you have cool graphics beforehand for a topic. Uh, where do you get your cool graphics from? What are you using?
AI.
Which AI? Which system?
I'm not gonna call
Oh,
you a cheater. It's cool.
I know
um,
it's AI, but which system?
Chat GPT, and within Chat G. You, I think you have to pay for it. Well, I pay for mine. I do the $20 thing, but it's Sora, Sora. So that's the best one. And before then, I was using a combination between LTX Studio and Midjourney. I think I think they do video, if not pictures.
One of the
So
things.
between that one, and then also Wondershare, but Wondershare be acting flaky. Wondershare is the best one that can take a photo or take words and do little 5 to 8 second videos. But then they act flaky after you do a couple. Like think they give you about 5 or 10 like runs or generations per month, and then they want to start slowing things down. But Sora is my go-to, Sora, within Chat GPT.
Yeah.
So I saw a thing on the tubes, which I peruse the tubes like everyone else does, and a photographer was talking about AI, Gemini 2.5, and fixing things in AI. And I actually have taken a couple pictures to see how accurate it was of myself at an event and asked, Gemini, can you do me a favor and change the color of the uplights behind me from this color to this color? And it did it, and it does a pretty good job. So if you're looking to do some stuff, you want to have some cool things. Maybe you have a screen in front of your booth, or you have you have a photo booth. I know someone who's selling photo booths. Um, those AI generated stuff right there can make it something fun, especially if you're doing a corporate gig or something like that. And that's why I asked, if you, again, you haven't done so already, go over to Dwayne's channel, subscribe to his channel. He has really cool intro cards and stuff. I like to do stuff, when we do have the show. I know the title, the topic beforehand, but I like to talk to people about it and kind of give it to them, kind of like a pop quiz, but not to catch them off guard, but because I want honest upfront and I want to have a real feel to it. He prepares his people like a regular teacher does because he has been a teacher for a million years. So he wants to teach his students, us, the people who are watching him, are his students, and he treats it as such. Versus, I'm a little more of a pop quiz kind of guy. So,
But I was going to say I have to because other people don't stay on topic.
I'm not
show.
touching
Why
it.
we take a 30-minute show and make it 2.5 hours, almost 3 hours. So,
I'm not touching that, but I do love the graphic and the music that comes up for a certain DJ who we love. It's story time. And that story time stuff, I really do enjoy that graphic. I was laughing. Mike, we love you.
now he probably won't talk. Even though,
no, he left.
but better Thursday, he better because for the last 2 weeks he wanted to talk about this topic. So this Thursday, it's his time to talk about.
Review time.
Yep.
Review
Talk-
time.
Mike
Talk
just
about
needs
his
to show-
barn weddings.
Mike just needs a show with Mike telling stories on YouTube. That would be great. Just story time with Mike. He sits down in front of a camera and just tells his story for an hour and puts it up on YouTube. Quick edit and just rock with it because he has some great stories. And it's all knowledge and stuff he's sharing with everyone there, sharing with the rest of the class. Because again, it is somewhat like a classroom. You are learning, and you're learning information, a lot of valuable information, and it's always great. Dwayne does a heck of a job over there with Mikey Mike. Chris does also, again, look for the IT area. It's always great to pick his brain on computer stuff. And of course, Sean, my friend down in Georgia. It's always great talking to him. I talk to him quite a bit. We're always joking and stuff like that. And I get to talk to a few other people as well. And I appreciate you coming in tonight watching the show. I'm going to take it out tonight this week so everyone doesn't have to worry about it. But I want to thank you all for watching the show. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and follow the journey of the show. I appreciate everyone who watches it. And I appreciate you all for tuning in and being here and hanging out with us on a Tuesday night. Hopefully, it's information that helps you out, or at least you get to hang out with some friends and have some laughs. I see a couple of people saying, damn, Hitman going ham on you, buddy. Yep. Yep. And again, I appreciate you guys, and I appreciate you guys watching. Thank you so much. This is always been a fun time. You guys have a good night. Enjoy this coming weekend. If I talk right. And yeah, of course, Sean's got to go that way. Go Packers, and forget the Bears. Okay, yeah. We'll see what happens. It's going to be an interesting season, to say the least. With that said, you guys have a good night, and double doink. Yeah. I guess you guys showed a one with Brett Favre with all the interceptions, because that's Brett Favre is like a god to the Packers. Aaron Rodgers, another one, has a lot of mistakes too. So again, it's like anything. Us Bears fans know it. But again, check out the photo booth $16.95 from Sean, and then cue it up on Thursday night. I'll be over in the chat, or maybe I'll be on the show. It's all up to what Dwayne likes to have. He wants to see me in the show. Sometimes I sneak on. Sometimes he has great stuff. Last week with Reese was really good. I was listening to that. Lots of great topics. He has a lot of great guests come on that show. Make sure you check it out. You guys have a good week.
If you catch this replay, you can listen to it at 2 times speed, and it's only an hour that way.
Or an hour and a half. It's a 3-hour show. Night, guys.
All right.